This is Tom's World Beer Tour, a podcast story featuring Tom Bowman and Tom Bradley. Now, crack one open and let the tour begin.
I always feel like when he says let the tour begin and we're already drinking, that maybe we jumped the gun.
Well, it was a 3-hour tour, if you remember, and we needed to start early.
Let the tour begin. That's okay, pal. We already got to. What are you pointing out now?
Oh, that's our boy Jimmy.
Oh,
Jimmy Kimball.
Jim is here.
Oh, that's good. You know what?
He just got back in town from a long motorcycle trip.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to hear from Jimmy, and there's another part of me that goes, I know what's going to happen when we hear from Jimmy.
Oh, wait a
second.
second.
Hey, where's your muff?
Yeah, the condom, the mic condom.
You don't have one.
No. It dropped off somewhere.
Oh.
As we've talked about before, it needs a little super glue.
I went and got this
something.
one from the bag.
Oh, yours was missing also?
Yeah, so I got it out of the bag.
Now, this one's been gone.
And then the guest has one because, you know.
I think we should bring Jim on. If we could, I would take, like, text or emails or phone calls right now. Should we bring Jim on? Jim is a loaded gun.
So
and that's when he's not loaded.
Yeah. So for those of you that remember the TV, he can't hear me. He's inside getting a beer.
Yeah.
The TV show King of the Hill. You remember the cartoon King of the Hill?
I loved it. Are you kidding me?
Remember the guy, the neighbor that was sending it?
Yeah.
That's Kimball.
I think you should come over here and join us.
I think at least once or twice I've promised something that I didn't know I was promising.
Well, before we get to him, I want to tell everyone who.
Here he comes.
Yeah, I want to tell everyone who's listening though that we are in a very, very special place. We're outside.
It's a Chamber of Commerce day.
It's a place you call the Shipyard, and it's a brewery you call Logboat Brewing.
I know.
And it really is fantastic.
There he goes.
Well, just come sit over here.
Come sit over here. We're going to put you on in a minute.
Well, just sit.
We want to hear about this ride that you did.
Sit down, but don't say
anything. You're not on camera yet, so just don't worry about it.
You put the headphones on if you want to, but you're not talking.
Yeah, you're not on camera yet.
All right.
Don't spill the beer on the gear.
Logboat Brewing is an amazing spot, and the Shipyard is huge. I've seen over 500 people out here in an outdoor brewing area just hanging out, having a great time.
Oh, yeah. So let's do this real quick. Let me go to my camera by itself, and I'm going to swing this out so you can see over my shoulder.
You want me to operate?
No, I got it.
Look at that.
So see this big grass area and the picnic table. So way down there at the end, for those of you that are listening on the podcast, it's probably, 50 yards away?
70 yards away.
All right. Yeah, 50, 70, whatever it takes. I don't know. Yeah, people saying you're full of shit. So anyways, we've seen a stage back there, right? So they've done big events here. It's all surrounded by a big wrought iron fence, which means you can bring your dog. You can bring your kids. You can bring your kid's dog. You can come hang out here with the boys and the girls. Bring your own food because they don't serve food here. So I've seen people come here and order beers with a McDonald's bag and come sit on the picnic bench and have a great time.
Well, nothing says what a great IPA like a filet-o-fish sandwich.
It pairs perfectly with a. But speaking of which, a little snapper.
Yeah, I've got 3 different beers going on right now. If I say that there's one that is held back for the conversational beer today, and we'll get to that one in a little bit. But yes, I have a snapper over here, but I also have a Lookout Pale Ale right
Snapper.
here.
Didn't even know her.
So, well, it was worth it, believe me. And damn, how was your Memorial Day weekend?
So I invited you.
This is what you start with. I say, how was it as a caring individual? I thought you'd say it was great. How was yours?
It was
That's
good.
what you say. My weekend was good. How was yours, Tom?
It was fine. We all know that I had Barbecue Matt in town from California, him and Chandra.
He was on last week's show.
He was on last week's show. We had a great time. And we did all the normal mid-Missouri things. We went down to the river. We actually came here one day. Mm-hmm. We came here one day, and he was wearing an orange IBEW, Electrical Workers Union pullover.
Yeah.
Right? Bright orange. Can't miss him for his local. And 2 IBEW guys who are out of St. Louis that were coming back from Kansas City, who ironically had just left Boulevard.
Perfect.
And decided to come down here. They swapped. Matt swapped his hoodie for that guy's T-shirt because he had his own local T-shirt on. They swapped.
Like, did they stripped right there?
Well, the guy had another shirt in the car. Matt had a shirt underneath, so he pulled his hoodie off, gave him the hoodie. This guy had a really cool union shirt on. In fact, I didn't know this. It was IBEW, the the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
Yeah.
Local 1.
That's Kansas City.
St. Louis.
I'm
but
sorry.
Number 1. Local number 1, which means
that's where it all started.
That had to be where it
St.
started,
Louis
right?
is a monster union town. It always has been.
So he loved that shirt, and it was honoring our troops on the back. And so they made a swap right here at Logboat, as a matter of fact.
Is it out of date to have the IBEW? Where are the sisters in the IBEW?
I don't know. There's a
is
lot of
there
them.
an ISBW? ISEW?
Well,
ISO. That'd be ISO.
wouldn't it be Brothers and Broads?
The International Broads?
Electrical workers? I don't know.
No, I don't think that works.
It doesn't?
Staying down the same path you were on already. It's horrible. No, that's IBEW sounds like a great brewery. Where is it? Idaho Brewing? What is IBEW? That's awesome.
IBU.
That must be Iowa Brewing.
That's right.
Yeah, that's got to be some
So we did all those things, and then Saturday for Memorial Day weekend, I got up at 4:45 in the morning.
All right, here's the part where you invited me out and I didn't show up.
Yeah. Well, you had good reason to not show up.
I know we had something very special going on with the family over the weekend, but you had 30 pounds of meat you were going to throw on
30 pounds.
the
I had a
grill,
15-pound brisket and 4 racks of short ribs.
Good God. We say short ribs. That's beef?
No, that's beef.
Pork.
No, that's beef. Short ribs.
I said, is that beef? And he said, no.
No, it's beef.
It's beef.
Yeah, it's beef.
So it was all beef all the way through on this thing. Some lovely cow gave us
So
life.
I fired up the smoker at 5 a.m., and I was slicing brisket at 5 p.m.
Nice.
It was lovely.
I bet it was delicious.
It was pretty amazing.
I'm sorry I couldn't make
Our
it.
buddy Mark Soltrop, who people will know from our time of doing the show at both 44 Canteen and 44 Stone, chef came to the house, which was always fun to have him there. He brought homemade mac and cheese with pork belly in it.
Oh, God. That's killer.
And Chris, who we've all talked about, Chris is he who has no shifter from our trip up to Milwaukee, who will be coming on in a future episode. We're going to talk about drones, and we're going to put his live drone video on. His niece makes desserts for this steakhouse in town that we like, and she made an entire pan of tiramisu.
Oh, God.
And he brought that to the dude. And you missed out on brisket, short ribs,
mac and cheese
with pork belly, tiramisu, but for an amazing reason. So there you go.
You know, it's summertime. You had a bunch of people to your house. Did you only drink beer? Did you also was there wine?
Oh, no.
Was there whiskey?
There was wine for those that wanted wine. There was a lot of beer for those that wanted beer. And then after dinner, we all congregated around the bar downstairs, and we did a little whiskey tasting.
Good. Very nice.
Oh, there's that malt again, that smell.
Yeah, they're brewing today at Logboat Brewing, and it's just an amazing smell that comes wafting out of there. And even a decent-sized brewery like this.
Well, the window's literally open to the brewing room right next to us.
It comes right out. And
at first, though, that smell, at first you go, is that malt for beer, or is that the dog food plant that's 30 miles?
No, it's not dog food. You've gone through the dog food
You know
plant
that smell?
town. That one's different. It's 95 degrees. You're riding the bike
chew
through
it,
there.
You chew it. What is that? Meta, whatever they call that place.
No, this is. I love the smell of brewing and process. And generally speaking, like right now, you're smelling the malted products and the grains that they're working through. And then when the hops go in, that's a whole different smell. But this is the thing. Going by Broadway Brewery about 6-7 years ago, Deb was heading in to go shopping downtown. And I go, they're brewing beer. I'm going to the brewery. You go shop and meet me over there.
That's right.
I went in, and they came out to take my order, and I said, listen, what's your name? She's like, I'm Lucy. Lucy, I'm going to order beer, but I need something more special than that. She goes, what do you need? I go, I want a bowl of the spent grains from the beer you guys are brewing right now. Just go ask the brewer and say, please, and I'll pay whatever.
What are you going to do with that?
Eat it.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to eat it.
And?
It's not like you would imagine because some of the flavor and the sugars are gone out of there, but it still has this hardiness to it.
Doesn't it have the texture of like potpourri that you're eating?
It's the texture of like bird seed.
Or grape nuts. Remember that cereal that was basically stone?
Yeah, it's stone until you get it soggy, and then it's like, what are you eating the crap for? I mean, it's
to help,
you got to catch it right in
out.
between, in between the stone and the
very
crap.
small window.
It's a small window.
Grape nuts.
They brought that out in a bowl. It was still warm. I took some, and with a spoon. She goes, I didn't know what to bring it out. I said, that's perfect. I ate it with a spoon, and then I picked up a beer that they brewed, and I took a sip like this.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The two things just came together.
Could they not put like a scoop of ice cream on top of that, too? Or?
You could have, or you could sprinkle this on top of ice cream.
Right.
I don't think other people are going to want to do that, but it did work for me that day, for what it's worth.
Well, right now it smells amazing. We are outside a great local brewery. It's 70 degrees outside. On the second day of June in the Midwest, There's no humidity today, which is amazing for June.
It's just beautiful out here.
And, they've transformed this place. It used to be all grass, and then it was a little bit of pea gravel where all these tables are. And now it's
and they went ahead and built.
Look at this. Infamous. That's more.
Come sit by me right here.
Infamous is more than famous, by the way.
How much time do you have? 10, only 10 minutes? Only 10 minutes. Well, let's do it. We're going to do a swappage over here. Would you guys change seats real quick? Would you do that?
Poor Jimmy. We'll bring Jimmy on.
You're both going to be on the show.
We're going to bring Jimmy on in a little bit.
You're both going to be on the show, but we got to do this thing. And
so while we're doing that, let me do a little housekeeping while you're doing that. So
No, it's your turn. Sit down.
Sit down. We'll get you set up. So while he gets all set up, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, don't forget, if you're watching us right now on Facebook, that's great. But if you haven't gone right up above this video and clicked the follow button on the page, do that. Click follow. That way you get notified whenever we put up a new video. You'll know we have a new video. Of course, on the bottom, you'll see the scroll tells you all the great places you can find us, which means as a podcast, the audio-only version of this, which a lot of people that tell me, hey, I got a 45-minute commute or I got an hour commute or I got two 30-minute each-way commutes. Man, go to your favorite podcast app, look up Tom's Real Beer Tour, subscribe. It's free. Subscribe to that podcast, and we're going to be there every Thursday morning. Make us your Thursday drive.
But we're going to screw people over, right? We're going to eventually charge, and what they were getting for free, we're going to suddenly tell them it's like $10 an episode?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that the business plan that we're going with?
I don't know. It just sounds
I would prefer that people just send us.
It sounds like a great idea.
I prefer they just send us $10.
Okay, send us $10, and we'll.
And you can do that.
We're not above just taking
Tom's Real Beer Tour at gmail.com.
We're not above just taking that. As you can tell by that music in the background that lacks the trombone that someday Big Gender over here is going
it's
to
still
play.
in my. It's still in my house.
Have you even brought it up and given it the blowjob or what? Isn't that what you guys say? I don't
know how I'm going to answer that right now.
Well,
I
with
prefer
guitar,
to go to
we
our
say,
guest.
did you get it up and did you finger it? That's what we say.
Yeah, there's no fingering on the trombone. There's no key. It's a slide.
So you just pull it and yank it and blow it.
Yeah.
Is that what he does? I think it's something along those lines. It's time for a conversational beer and a guest on Tom'sWorldBeerTour.com. And we're happy to bring to the table Andrew Sharp, who is one of the founders of Logboat Brewing, of which we are here and enjoying the aroma of brewing inside. Andrew, how the hell have you been?
Man, I've been pretty good.
Yeah, I know. You know, I got to tell you, the world comes to an end, all right? There are two things left, roaches and you feeling pretty good. I believe you're always going to feel good. Am I right about that?
Well, I don't know, man. There's ups and downs. It was a crazy year, but it's good to see people's faces again.
Aren't you just waiting for an all right to come out of him right now?
Sounds like
I'm just waiting for a little McConaughey to come out.
I was playing golf today, and I had a couple snappers, so I'm primed.
We love the snapper.
What do snappers run? They're at 8%? Is that what they are?
7.2-ish.
2-ish?
2-ish.
Yeah.
You know, in a brewery like
I'm
this,
all right with
it
that.
fluctuates just a little bit. Wait a second. You got to put that down. It's time for the conversational beer. Even though Andrew doesn't have one, but he's drank many of them over the time. You know that I have a love affair with one of the beers here. And
look at that. Magically from a snapper to something a little darker.
Yeah, this is the dark matter from Logboat Brewing. And I'm sorry we didn't hook you up, but Jim has one going.
I'm drinking a Shiphead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Ship with a P.
Shiphead.
With a P. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Cheers. Everything,
Cheers,
you guys.
my friends.
Thank you very much. It's good to see you guys.
I will say, as much I love Snapper, and I love Shiphead, and I do love your other beers. You used to have. I haven't seen the that double red IPA in a while.
Jupiter's Moons. Yeah, that had to sit a couple plays out.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, going directly from a sip of Snapper to a sip of Dark Matter is an experience. It's interesting.
It does move, doesn't it?
Well, it's crazy how the palate changes. You know,
wow, this is amazing.
From beer to beer, and
tell me about your golf game today.
Well, it was a little 2v2, and we came out on top.
You did.
My team came out on top.
You did.
We do a little best ball.
I didn't really help that much. Judd was he was stroking. So.
Did you serve the beers?
That's where we were drinking some snappers. Yeah. So we were at CC Mo today, and we finished. Played all 18, and it was a struggle for me, but other people did better.
Let me bring this up. Turn around and show everybody that hair. You got some amazing hair.
Yeah, it's getting long.
Yeah.
Well,
some amazing hair.
It's up in a tail.
It's tucked
right
in
now,
your jacket or something on that thing.
Well,
too.
yeah, it snuck down in there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you go to these fancy country clubs. You got to.
I want to ask.
Incognito.
Why doesn't the PGA have anybody that's playing with hair like that?
I think
there's got to be somebody.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Oh, well, there's old school guy. The guy from Spain. What is his name? You know what I'm talking about? The old guy. He comes out there. He's got the hair braided up like this. He's always got a cigar with him.
Okay, so he's got it going on.
Yeah, but he's he's almost ready for the senior tour at this point.
But they're all clean shaven and just shoring up close and tight.
No offense to the PGA, but they're sort of all cut from the same cloth, man.
Except for John Daly, and I wish he would just grow his hair back out because he does everything else right.
Dude, I got a Daly story for you. Take about 60 seconds. So I was in Memphis at a big fight when I was with Fox. And
so Daly's in a fight?
No, Daly's at a fight. He's at a big heavyweight fight in Memphis. It was in the Pyramid. This goes back like 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Anyways, they had this little VIP area for them, and that's sort of where the media section was, and they had beer and food. And Daly comes walking in, and he's got the big, giant Hawaiian shirt on, and he goes and he gets a hot dog. He's got a beer, and he's eating it. And he looks around and clearly doesn't have a napkin in his hand. So he just picks up that Hawaiian shirt edge, just wipes his mouth. He just keeps on moving and walks away.
That's classic Daly.
That's John Daly.
I
mean,
classic.
I do that from time to time as well, but I think it's just a Missouri thing, really.
Oh, he's a Missouri boy. So.
He is.
Missouri or Arkansas?
Jeff City. Well, he's also claimed to fame back down to Jeff City.
So that's your Daly going on.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing high school. He played high school golf in Missouri because he played up in Moberly, where I'm from, and it was like the talk of the town.
So, I mean, he was driving like that when he was a kid, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
16,
he was a
17.
monster. He hit that tour, and until he got to the U.S. Open, where, man, there was a green on the U.S. Open. It's legendary if you go look it up on YouTube. But it was slick on the sides. It was almost perched at the top of a hill, and I think he scored a 12 and then threw a club.
Oh, God.
It was like up and over, and it was like me playing mini golf. It was like up and over, up and over, up and over.
And in the PGA, they don't allow you to just give me an 8 and we'll pick
snowman.
up the ball.
Snowman's nothing more than a snowman on the card when you're out playing, man. That's
all it should be.
What's the point?
Pick it up.
Okay, so interestingly, you said, was your banker on the course with you today? Not to get personal into your business life over here.
Fine.
But you were with your banker today. You said you were with the banker, and I said, when you leave your banker, are you feeling good? Or are you feeling bad?
We're always feeling good with Todd Hoyne.
He's a good guy.
He's the man. Yeah.
He's a good guy, and you're on the course with him hanging out.
We're on the same wavelength.
A lot of businesses like yours rely on a lot of hard work, ingenuity, luck, and somebody behind you that's helping to fund what's going on. And you guys started off strong, expanded, put more brewing vessels in here, and then continued on and moved not from just beer, but now you're making other products across town in a whole new brewing outfit. Tell us about that.
Well, I'll just go back first and foremost to, the middle of the pandemic or right whenever everything got going and how terrifying it was to think about furloughing all the employees, except for somebody that can make beer on a minimal basis. But it was, we were having some really hard conversations in March and April, and luckily, the PPP came through and having these conversations with the bankers and like how can we get through this, talking to our accountant, and it was such an ordeal for all small businesses everywhere in the world. Like it was not just, centrally Missouri, like it expanded like anything that we've never seen before, and it was crazy. So to have a relationship with a bank, to be able to have conversations, real conversations, and say how are we going to do this and get through it, it was wild. And then starting another business with Waves Cider, we were ready to open really in April, May. We could have opened, and then it was just like, what? We can't open. There's nobody to come here.
No.
Yeah, and we weren't planning on canning there to begin with. A huge part of the way we started Logboat was having draft and getting into these local accounts, and so we didn't do any cans for the first year at Logboat, so we were going to try to do that same thing at Waves, and it was like, well, our distributor's not buying any draft. Didn't buy draft for 6-7 months. It was only cans.
No, because cans, everybody was home, and the consumption was probably up a little bit. But
and then you had the whole issue of trying to get a hold of aluminum cans.
Yeah,
that was a huge issue.
And they weren't there.
So we had another relationship, that we've been fostering for the last 6-7 years, where we buy cans from a third party. You have to pay a little more, but they're considered like a tier 2 purchaser with the same accounts as like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and we were able to get those cans in where a lot of people were not able to have that. They didn't have that relationship, and they were struggling to get them. So
Well, it's funny you bring up relationships too, because we've talked to you guys over the years on other shows, your morning show, things like that. And if I remember correctly, and totally correct me if I'm wrong, you guys had a 5-year plan that you hit in year 3. Something similar to that. Like
it
your
was
growth was
something
way
like that.
faster than you guys really thought. And so since then, I mean, has the growth till now been? Has it blown your mind a little bit, or has it been, hey, this is exactly where we wanted to be, or?
Well, I think it shifted a little bit. I think, yeah, I mean,
take the pandemic out, obviously. That screwed
right,
everybody. But.
right. I think everything has shifted for sure. I think we were just, in the beginning, we were overwhelmed by the amount of local support. And that became, like, we didn't really have the expectation that this park would be such an integral part
Oh my
of
gosh.
building community, working with local charities, and just, like, building relationships. Like, we've had at least 10, 12 people meet here and get engaged here. We've
Yeah.
had a handful of those people get married.
Well, we did a
here.
little scan on
Like,
the camera so people
it's
could
crazy.
understand. It's not just going to a local brewery.
Yeah.
This is an event place. People come out here on a great weekend, and you guys have changed this a lot over the last few years. I mean, you keep upgrading and making it easier to maintain for you guys. I mean, I remember when it was all grass,
Yeah.
and you go through one season, you're like, oh shit, we got to put more
Yeah,
seeds
the
down.
the amount we've spent on sod in the last 7 years is
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
But when you guys started, so I'm from California, so we got that tie. So you guys, you looked at the Granddaddy Sierra Nevada and things like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I mean, the dynamic of tell the story real quick if you can of how this even came to be, because even that story of the group of you guys and how you guys are all tied together and how you just kind of went out to, starting a
Yeah.
business ain't easy.
It's not. I mean, and starting with your best friends is even harder. But I will say, like, so we were, to make a long story short, we were in a band together before we started this business. And I think anybody that's in a shitty band knows that, like, there's constant just, are you going to practice, or you write like shit, like, this music sucks. And for us, we were just completely honest with each other and had a lot of those early conversations of just, like, really putting yourself out there. And you write a song and you put your whole heart into it, and somebody's like, yeah, I'm not really digging that, and that hurts, but it's like the most honest communication you can have. So we had kind of the groundwork laid on just being good communicators, and if we can continue to communicate and just work hard and foster these relationships, and, like, most importantly, hire the best people we
Right.
can.
But were you guys just sitting in the
successful.
garage practicing one day and you're like, as a band, this sucks. But, dude, why don't we just start a brewery?
Yeah, I mean, the beer was, like, quickly becoming better than the music, for sure. But it was
Because
also
you were home brewing a little bit, right?
we were all home brewing, and there was no distribution here. So when we took a trip to Bitterroot, Montana, Hamilton, Montana, and the folks there at Bitterroot Brewery were distributing in 3 states on a 20-barrel system. I think they were doing 2,000 barrels a year, and they were profitable. And he, at the end of that trip, he straight up was like, if you guys don't go back to Columbia, where there's no distribution between Flat Branch and Broadway Breweries, like, I'm going to move there and start a
That'll get
untapped
your
market.
attention.
Yeah,
so
let's
we
go.
were
Yeah,
like,
that'll get
let's
your
do
attention
this.
quickly.
Let's do this.
When you guys started off with this, it must have been a more casual feeling, and then eventually got very serious when you started building spreadsheets and plans and forecasting and getting financing behind it. And as you speak now about what happened during the pandemic and what you went through, Andrew, you've become a businessman. Did you see yourself becoming that 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I
Yeah.
think from the early, as long as I remember, I just kind of grew up in that sort of circle where I wanted to have my own business someday. I didn't know what it would be, but was lucky to meet some hardworking folks and hire the most wonderful people that are able to make this dream come true. It's been a lot of hard work. There's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and we just continue to try to get better every day and keep learning.
And I want to point this out. There are people inside tonight that serve me that have been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so you made
Yeah.
it through the pandemic. They made it through. Somehow you guys are still together. I don't know how, but you made it through.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough times. We had to get creative. I mean, we were having brew-throughs here. Like, we weren't serving anybody. We were serving beer to go and filling up growlers. We bought 3 or 4 pallets of growlers, and people are just, they miss these people that they, the servers here, the bartenders here that they see on a regular basis. People were, there were multiple people that came here every single time just to buy a growler.
Just to support. And you
Well,
put
Just to
tents
support.
up in the parking lot for them
Yeah,
to drive up
yeah.
and get it.
I
Yeah.
mean, this market, like a lot of small towns across the country, right? Because once again, our audience is all over the place. You support local, local
Yeah.
restaurants that we love and breweries that we love.
Right.
That's what you did. You just came down. You're like, you know what? I know this takeout's not going to be as good when I get home as it is at the restaurant, but I don't
Right.
care. I'm supporting local. Hey, let me come get growlers for my house. It's nice to sit here in the tap room.
For sure.
And, I'll tell you, we were talking about this before you even got on. I remember coming here in the early days where people were in the back. They brought their own bag of Tostitos. They opened up their own jar of salsa.
Oh, yeah.
They got some beers. They walked over, and this was the place to be. And it still is. It's grown. Like, as you're talking, I'm watching different types of people. Like, I just watched 2 nurses who clearly just got off work, or might have been doctors. I don't want to, whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways, they clearly hospital workers. They come walking by. They got a beer in their hand. You got students here. You got professionals here. You got people with their dogs here, You got professional groups that are here having meetings. This is a great place to have a business meeting.
Well, and one of the things that happened with Logboat is it became really obvious that something like enjoying a local brewery, that's an alcoholic product. It's also a really wonderful, tasty product, is a great family adventure. People bring their entire family out here. So grandma, the family, little babies are out here in strollers. Everybody's having a great time at your brewery.
Yeah, we've had some like 5 and 6-year-old birthday parties out here. They're like, well, I would just want to go to Logboat and hang out. So.
I got to tell you,
because they can go get in the log over there that's fashioned to a boat.
I think they moved that on.
It disintegrated.
Oh,
yeah.
it did? Oh, I didn't go over there today.
But the I got to tell you this. I don't think I ever have. There's a book, and what is it called? Goodnight Moon. Is that what it's called?
Okay.
I think it's a children's story thing.
Uh-huh.
It's been rewritten years ago, and the family gave it to me, and I read it to the grandkids as they were just in the cradle. And it's called Goodnight Brew, and it's made with all the characters or whatever, but it's in a brew house. And as I read it to them, it's like, good night, kettle, good night, and it goes, good night, mash, and it's going on and on.
Yeah.
It's the most tender-hearted, wonderful story I've ever read to the kids, and I always pictured your brewery when I read it.
That's really sweet.
The whole thing.
But
It
it's
really is.
but it's the
those kids
tone
aren't
at
gonna
which you
turn out.
say it. It's the tone. You can say the crappiest things if you say it. It's like, you're so ugly. I hate the way you talk.
But I really feel like I was bringing them up to understand a good brewery and family
I think for
together.
you, as the great-grandfather that you're not a great-grandfather, as the phenomenal grandfather that you
Thank
are.
you. I'm not that damn.
No, you're getting there, but I'm just saying, as the phenomenal grandfather that you are to your grandchildren, to have that tie into beer for you.
Well, it works.
Come on.
It really works. Good Night Brew, and I always pictured Logboat Brewing when I was singing.
Can we talk about what I think is the greatest part of Logboat and why they're so successful?
Okay, wait a second. Let me guess.
and if
Andrew,
you-
do you want to guess?
You want to guess? If you're a small business owner listening to this podcast or watching us and trying to figure out how is a company like Logboat so successful, branding. Branding. You do not go around town here or anywhere within, I don't know, a few hundred miles without seeing this logo right here.
Yeah.
And for those of you that can't see this, it's a phenomenal logo, right? How'd you guys come up with this?
Well, it was another one of those conversations. I think that was like the first kind of knockdown, drag out. Very, like, all of us disagreed on the names, and we probably had a list of 50, whittling it down.
Oh, good.
slowly
Just on
over
the name
time.
Logboat, it was.
Oh yeah.
It was that
it
difficult?
was the name first and foremost. Like, what? Just looking at all the Missouri history and trying to
Can you remember
find
5 other names that you guys
No.
came up with? Come on.
No.
Come on. You
mean-
must have had a name they all shot down, and you still kind of like, what is it? What is it?
No, it was all. I could remember.
Bucks
but-
Run Beer. Come on,
Yeah.
it must have been something, man.
And Brew Company.
Yeah. But really, it was trying to just think about unity and trying to, go back with Missouri's history. And, the Cora discovery was a huge part of it. Mark Twain was a huge part of it. And reading, he was all of our favorite authors. So, going back in a lot of those books and just going through a lot of ideas. And Logboat happened to be a name that wasn't trademarked, and it wasn't actually in the dictionary. So it was a lot easier from a trademarking perspective to get that.
It was not in the dictionary.
Yeah, like the word log boat as one word.
Right.
So
I wouldn't have known that. As soon as I heard Logboat Brewing, I knew.
Well,
what the hell
when I
Logboat
texted you
was.
today and you said, "Hey, we're at Logboat," and I wrote back Logboat, I get spell check
yeah,
because I type it the way it's supposed to be, one word, and spell check's like, no, this is right.
A
it's
logboat
weird.
is otherwise a dugout canoe.
yeah, dugout
Sure,
canoe.
but it's a log boat.
Yeah.
And
Not
Missouri,
a logboat.
Missouri means people of the wooden canoe.
Right.
Like that's how Missouri got its name.
But
was-
but you guys were smart, man, because every great restaurant in town, you look up, you're going to see that sticker. Everywhere you see that sticker. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to just community and support and how, I mean, the people, the bars, restaurants, like everybody's been so gracious and putting a sticker in their restaurant or bar and having conversations with us. I mean, I remember before we opened, we were just taking homebrew to a lot of these restaurants and bars, and before we even had Josh Ryan, who's our head brewer, for Waves and for Logboat, and now we have so many other talented people surrounding him. But we were taking our, the ginger wheat, the ship head, like whenever it probably had 3 or 4 times the amount of ginger, and it was like, oh, are you sure you guys want to start a brewery? Like, Josh Ryan comes along and he really changed the game on all of those recipes and developing them. So it was, he's just been a wealth of knowledge.
I don't want to keep you too long because I know we just grabbed you at the
No,
bar.
you're
Come
good,
on
man.
out here and join us for a little bit. And you finished a day of golf, and you got to get rolling. And there's always family, and there's always other business to take care of, and we know that. Can we talk about the future just a little bit?
For sure.
And just on a nice, good, honest before Jim comes on, because
Yeah.
this
can we end with
show
something
is,
pure and sweet before
Right, thank you, because it's going to
his-
go to shit.
his debauchery from his motorcycle trip come on?
So the future, Waves is still, because of the pandemic, is still in a weird state right now.
Waves is on a redo.
It's on a redo.
It's a redo year.
I still got cans in my house. I don't know what are you going to redo?
But I mean, it's you didn't get the proper launch that I'm sure you guys were looking for, and so I would say the immediate future is for your cider division, Waves, and you're working on that, right?
Yeah, cider is, trying to. We planted 89 trees this year out near Pierpont, Three Creeks area, and we're gonna plant 350 more next year, and just try to do Missouri heritage style cider in bottles and cans, and just kind of experiment. And I mean, that was the whole thing. We're
you're
out of
growing
space
an
here.
orchard.
Yeah, we're planning.
Dude,
for
that's
the
close to
future
my
there.
house, man. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah.
Let me just tend it for you. I'll go check on it.
Yeah.
Don't steal
I'm
any.
close.
Don't steal any produce.
Dude, I'm a few minutes away, man. I'm
we
just
gotta
gonna
make
check it out.
cider out of this thing.
But that
So
was the whole
that's-
thing. So we're out of space at Logboat. We've been out of space for a while. We have everything. We have all the stainless steel crammed in there that we can, and so
You've added more since over
yeah,
the last year or two.
it's probably been 2 years since we've put any more.
There's a
stainless
lot in
steel
there than there was in the beginning.
But we've added some. We've added some equipment that makes us more efficient, and that's the thing, is just trying to continue to be more efficient, trying to make better beer.
Right.
And we don't want to expand out of Missouri. Like, we want to continue to get in every nook and cranny in Missouri for the next
Are
10
you available?
years.
You're not available anywhere outside of. I mean, I know you're in like big box stores. I see you guys. You're in Sam's Club. You're in all these places.
We're in mid-Missouri, up north to Kirksville, down south to the Lake of the Ozarks, St. Louis, Kansas City corridors, like I-70
So
corridor.
no desire to
No.
necessarily go.
No, we just want to get down
You want to be like
Rolla and
you kind of want to be a
Springfield and-
Yingling thing where people go, dude,
Exactly.
you're going to
You gotta get
Missouri.
to
You got to bring
Missouri.
me back some Logboat.
Yeah, I mean, that's the model, is to just take care of Missourians, be local.
I
We want to
like
have
that.
high
Well,
quality.
no matter whatever happens with it, I want to tell the people listening to this that are outside of the state,
Yeah.
if you ever get to Missouri, or if you have a friend that drives through or visits here and can smuggle it back,
Yeah.
get some damn Logboat. You've got to get some. You have to.
Dude, I mean, it's listen, snapper alone is going to turn you. You enjoy a snapper from here, this delicious IPA. It's not a normal. I mean, no, it's not a normal IPA.
It's its own beast.
People
and
who don't like beer like snapper.
All
That's juicy.
3 of my kids said separately, they mentioned to me, oh, my number 1 beer is Snapper. And when I heard from all 3, I pulled them together one day. We were talking about summertime, and it was summertime, and we were having a barbecue out back by the pool, and I said, you guys come here. And I had some Snapper right there. I go, you guys separately all said this is your number 1 beer. And before they looked at each other, they looked at me like, uh-huh. And then they looked at each other and realized they had all said it. And I'm like, I can't believe this. All 3 of you, and Snapper's your number 1. And they said, hell yes, it is.
I got this friend. So my friends from California came out last week, and we came here and hung out and all that kind of stuff. And they were, of course, freaking out that you could have roadies in the car if you're not the driver. But I just want you to see my friends in California, when they posted pictures on Facebook, what beer do they have right there?
Nice.
A little Snapper from the back seat of the car.
Snapper-ba-dapper.
First of all, they were excited that they could drink in the car. Because in
love the
California, you
caption.
can't do that.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Roadies are legal in Missouri. Is
Of
what
course
said.
they are.
So
and
for
you should
so
enjoy
for
that.
Chandra Macrina, who listens to this podcast, Barbecue Matt's wife, she loved the Snapper. She's a big
That's
IPA
amazing.
person, and there you go, man.
Well, I don't know that you're ever going to be able to keep it within the confines of Missouri, but I think that's a great way. I think that's a great forecast or a great goal to have, is just to stay within
Slow growth. Try to get in all the
And make
nooks
it
and
real.
crannies and make it fresh as possible. I mean, that's the thing.
and that's so different than we know. We've talked to a number of brewers during this show. I mean, this show's not exactly all about beer. When it can be about beer, we like it. But they're like, hey, we're going to be in
getting
3
ready to be
states and
about
4.
something completely different. Be
listen,
ready for that.
Listen, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm just trying to get the normal shit out right now because I've known him long enough that I'm not.
I know.
And the whole time, if you're listening to the podcast, you have no idea. But if you watch over Tom's shoulder,
You built what?
there's Jimmy.
See,
He was
don't
involved.
talk about it now. Wait till you're
No,
on
we're
the
going to
microphone.
talk about it when he gets in there. He was part of the
Wait till
project.
you're on the
and the
microphone.
wood. He's going to tell you about some wood that he handled.
I'll hand over my microphone and my.
Well,
Listen.
as you do, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you guys.
Andrew
I
Sharp,
appreciate you.
Amazing.
asking.
To you, your
Cheers,
partners,
brother.
all the
Cheers,
employees
man.
Cheers
here.
to you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Keep up the
Thanks
great
for
work.
all the support over the years.
Absolutely. Logboat
sure.
Brewing.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It's important too that I mentioned. To
I'm
you,
going back to just you and me while this debacle happens.
Yeah,
oh no,
I'm
he's
gonna-
he's got to sit over here. There's
I'm
no.
gonna-
I don't
I'm
want
gonna-
him sitting over there by
I'm going
Tom.
to kill that mic. I want to mention to you also, as I'm wearing my.
Here, come sit over here, Jimmy.
I think I've
Sit
got
right
my
there.
log. My.
You get your Missouri Beer Fest hat.
I've
on.
got the Beer Fest hat.
It's
We're-
coming up pretty soon,
We're
right?
2 weeks from Saturday. Logboat will be back there again, and Logboat was introduced the first time in existence at the Beer Festival.
But this year's Beer Fest, and for those of you that are local, sort of know us, there's a lot of people that watch this and listen to this. They know Tom Bradley puts on the Missouri Beer Fest. You are the promoter. You weren't sure, that you were going to be able to. Last year, no Beer Fest. No, we
had it.
no,
but it
we
was-
did. We did it early.
It was 5 days
That's right.
before the,
We did it
the
early.
pandemic shut us down.
But you weren't sure you were going to have one this year.
Well, we hoped for it. We didn't know what was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, all the restrictions got lifted. And bam, we were looking at this. What are we going to do? I was already in discussions with a new location. And this is on the Missouri River. So to talk with Andrew about it with
Right.
Logboat, it really comes home for these guys because we're going to be on the Missouri River at Cooper's Landing. And
Yeah.
tickets are at
Once again,
MissouriBeerFestival.com.
5 minutes from my house.
When I go to give the website, never talk over me.
Oh, were you giving the website?
Yeah. So
Oh, you
tickets are available
On the website?
at MissouriBeerFestival.com. I can't believe I had to tell them that.
Once again,
Put
this
those
is-
on.
This ain't the morning show. So things are always a little different here.
So that was really good to finish up with Andrew, and now things are. Now, just to let everyone know, I'm working on the Conversational Beer today, which is the Logboat Dark Matter.
Yeah.
But I started off over here, and then here is the Snapper.
So I still got a little Snapper left, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is 7.2-ish,
Mm-hmm.
according to Andrew. Then I got the Conversational Dark Matter, right?
Right,
Which
right.
is any idea what the value
I
is
think
on
you're at
this bad boy?
6. I think 6 is Dark
So
Matter,
I'm
and
at
that's a
I'm at
porter.
13-ish. Is what you're saying between the two?
You don't add them together at 13. I don't think it works like that.
It's math.
Can we bring
Oh,
on
he's
Jim?
on. Oh,
Can we
he's
bring
on.
Jim?
He's on.
First of all,
Now you remember when we
you
started
get
the
that
show?
laugh. You get that laugh.
Remember when we started the show, when he was walking in to get a beer, and I told you,
Yeah,
right?
right. And I looked over and I was like, here
Yeah,
it comes.
right.
Bring the microphone in just a little bit over there. Are you having a Dark Matter also?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Nice to see that. You were out riding for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Where were you?
No, we were about 700 miles, just from Saturday morning till
Was it
Monday.
700 miles. Where'd you go?
Went to Conesville, Iowa, Redneck Revival.
Did you go somewhere the week before that?
I don't remember.
Dude,
I think I had too much dark matter.
Good God. You went to Iowa?
And then
I thought you did a trip out toward the east not too long
that
ago.
is east.
Iowa's
he went
north.
to the east. He went to the east side of Iowa.
Just so you know, Iowa's north of Missouri.
Northeast.
Okay, you can say northeast if you want to hit the northeast portion of Iowa, but
And we
good
went-
God. This is why you don't lead. This is why you lead
Right.
our rides.
Once again, we all have a pecking order. I typically will lead a ride. Jimmy's usually right behind me because we ride similar. And you always want to be in the back.
Some people call it the pecker order.
You mean a pecking order?
No, you said pecking order. I said some people call it a pecker order. It is. It's that way.
Possibly.
Which
I
would
guess
give
it-
me the
I guess it
anchor
depends.
Has big genders in the front, it would be a pecking order.
So, yeah, pecker order. Big gender in the front.
the pecker order. I'm
Yeah.
the anchor pecker in the back.
What does that make Jimmy?
He's a
Just
pecker
another-
right in the middle.
just
He's a
a
pecker
middle
right
pecker.
in the middle.
Middle pecker.
All the way through.
Easy.
Did
easy,
you
boys,
did
easy,
you
easy.
did you take a trip out east? Don't lie to me.
It's been a while back though. Chris and I went out east. Yeah.
You mean when a while? Your life and mine are different. When you
Dude,
say a
that
while
was-
back, do you
That's
mean
like 2 years ago.
Right.
Okay,
That
never
was-
mind
Yeah,
then.
You
that
and
was-
Kendrick,
That was,
yeah.
yeah.
you went to Iowa over the last weekend?
Right.
All right. What did you go up there for? To get laid? To get some
It
beer?
was called the Redneck Revival. It's an
Wait
out.
a second. Didn't I see a picture of you? There were you and two dudes, and there was a girl behind
That
you.
was in Savannah, Illinois, at Poopy's Bar and Grill.
Yeah, you were at Poopy's. Who's the woman?
She's the gal in the pool that served your beer.
Oh.
And if you had enough quarters to throw into her little floating jar,
Yeah.
she would take a picture with you of your choice.
So you were throwing quarters.
What do you mean a picture of your choice? What does that mean?
It depends on how many quarters you got in the jar.
So what are the options?
That's up to you.
What did you throw?
I didn't throw it. Somebody else paid for the price.
Oh, you
I got
didn't
to
throw
enjoy-
anything.
I just got to enjoy the picture, yes.
Oh, you're hanging out, just having maybe some iced tea. all the
Right,
time.
right.
I
Iced
see.
tea.
My ass.
There's another reason, by the way, that he doesn't lead the pack when we're riding. That sumbitch will ride fast.
Dude, I've been behind Jimmy a lot.
Yeah.
Easy, big gender.
Careful. Careful.
Now that's back to that
It
pecker
ain't,
order.
it ain't that
That's
podcast.
back to that pecker order again.
Easy on that one.
So we talked a little bit with Andrew, right? So when they built this place, there were a lot of people that put in a lot of effort because
Yeah.
this building, this was ground up,
Used to be a meat factory.
meat factory. So it wasn't ground up. They
Slaughterhouse.
redid it, right?
Slaughterhouse.
So inside here, God, I wish I would have taken some pictures earlier. Beautiful woodwork, big laminated beams. They have an upstairs loft area that looks down in the bar area. He touched a lot of that wood, man.
Yeah.
I touched all the wood, baby. I always touch the wood.
And why did you touch the wood?
I had to hand sand it, smooth.
No, the question
So
is,
you worked the wood.
Why were you even involved? Because this is what you do. You're a craftsman.
When I was working, when they began this project, I worked for a company that began this project with them. It was a design build deal, and we were the contractor on that project. And so from everything, we helped install the equipment, put in the building, but somebody else obviously hooked it up. But we had some of the wood, they went out and bought reclaimed wood.
Yeah.
The bar particularly was reclaimed, and some of the behind the bar, the wood behind the bar is reclaimed, and it was so bad that we actually put black paper behind the cracks because
you could see through it.
you couldn't see it. Yeah,
I
exactly.
just I,
What did you?
I did the same
did you
thing in
use
my
like
bar.
a tar paper? What'd you put behind
Yes,
it?
I put tar paper behind it.
Behind
Exactly.
it. Let me ask you a weird question. When I've talked to people before that work on really some monumental buildings, whether it's like a part of a university or it's a massive home, a mansion, you're there on the inside working on it, but by the time you finish it and that door gets locked, you feel like you're never welcome back in. Did you know when you were building this really, really cool brewery that it would be a great spot for you?
Absolutely.
It would
Absolutely.
be yeah.
Absolutely. Tyson and the boys, they were all great.
I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
The moment you met them, you liked them, right?
Absolutely. They gave us free beer.
But it is.
Well, there you go. It's all about free beer.
It's a reality that craftsmen work with. It doesn't matter how skilled you are and what you're paid per hour. You work on that big banister coming down, but the moment the door's locked, you're outside now. It's out of your realm. It's not your.
Yeah,
people.
but there's also a sense of pride. Like, you're a regular customer here, man. I mean, we've ridden the bikes. This is a great spot to stop
Yeah.
after a
Absolutely.
great ride. And we've done that a number of times.
So we ride all day long, put 400 miles on it, stop at a couple places along the way,
Yep.
finish here, have like a parting beer or two, and then the three
Then
of us
everybody
will,
takes off.
we head
But when
home.
you walk in here, this is you. You had a
Yeah.
hand in doing this. You
That's
see these
it.
people having a good
I see
time.
my face in the wood, kind of like Jesus in the clouds.
I see my face in the wood like Jesus in the clouds.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
told
you
you
do.
what
you
you were
do.
going to get. We debated this
I
before the
know.
show. I'm like, I saw
know.
Jimmy walk up those stairs, and I went, oh, here he comes.
Is that the quote for this one? Like
Here
Jesus
comes
in
here
the
comes
clouds.
Jimmy. Oh, like Jesus in the
Like
clouds.
Jimmy in the clouds. I'm
like
not even
Jimmy
sure.
in the clouds.
No. You are you're a hard rider out there on the bikes.
Absolutely.
Oh, he right, dude.
You're a hard worker.
Yeah.
Your personal life.
I rolled over 110,000 miles on my bike today.
That's what I was getting ready. That's where I was going at.
I'm sorry. You
110,000 miles over the weekend on the bike.
is that what you clicked over?
Yeah.
On the
110,000 on a Harley. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Thanks
How long have you had that?
Thanks to Gil Bain Motorsports.
Yeah, you can talk about Matt.
That's
He's another local company.
How long have you had that?
Long enough to get divorced, anyways.
Yeah. So let's talk about that personal life.
He got to keep it.
You've been married. How many times?
Once, 25 years.
25 years is a long time.
Yes, it was.
Why didn't you get out at 15 if it wasn't meant to be? You ask yourself the same question.
Well, it's the same reason you keep the Harley at 110,000 miles. You just keep riding it till you figure it's not worth keeping any longer.
I don't want to know about the odometer on that one. No. I mean, you guys were married for a long, long time.
Right.
When you divorced, I'm gonna say when you divorced, did you find yourself kind
This
of?
cost me $100 for this counseling, or what's the deal?
Yeah. This is some good counseling. When you were divorced,
the
did
free
you
beer.
find yourself like hitting the road, trying to find some action out there?
You want me to answer that? Because
No,
I've
no,
been
no,
along
no,
for
I
a lot
want-
of these rides. I'm
I
telling
want,
you right now.
I want him to answer that.
Oh.
Well, actually, at some point, it's nice to just be able to be by yourself,
Yes.
mind your own business, and just do whatever you need to do or want to do without any scrutiny or anybody else's opinion involved.
Well, yeah, because it's tough to go out and pick up a woman when your wife says, "What are you doing?" So, I mean, that can be
It's frowned upon.
it's frowned upon.
It's frowned upon.
No.
That's not the reason I got divorced.
When
though.
you're but when you're out riding, let's say, right, and let's say you meet a beautiful woman.
At the gal in the pool in Savannah.
Yeah, like the one in the pool. I thought she was pretty
Who-
cute.
She was willing to follow me on Instagram, but I opted out.
Wait, is that the picture you've been showing over here? You showed it to Andrew. You showed it to him. Now you got to show it to me. Come
No,
on.
it's
No,
not-
he had something else. There was somebody licking somebody. It was video.
Easy.
I'm over here trying to do the show, and
I
he's over
know,
here
I
showing me a
know,
video.
I
I said,
know.
"Stop, for the love of
Well,
God."
now I want to see it, for God's sakes.
No, but I mean, you're out there riding. It's a whole different feeling now for you. How long have you been divorced?
At least 10 years.
Is it really that long?
Close to that, yeah.
Long-term relationships
Oh.
since then?
Yeah, nice.
A few.
Yeah. What stopped it? What stopped it? Are you going to get married again?
Not today.
This counseling session
Not
might cost me
today.
$100. I don't
Right.
know. No, I think it's it's
No.
fun to watch you. You're
Life's-
out there
but-
enjoying yourself.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Life's different. You know what you want or don't want, hopefully. You know?
Well, you're not a kid.
Exactly.
And when you meet somebody that wants to hang with you and you want to hang with them, you guys enjoy each other's company.
So here we go. So we're at some other little nice spot here in town,
Uh-huh.
and he sees me with a lady
Uh-huh.
and starts a
She
conversation.
was wearing a nun's habit, but go on.
But here's the story, though. So I'm standing there with two drinks in my hand, a beer in one hand and a margarita in the other hand.
Oh,
He
that's
says, "What are
true.
you doing?" I said, "Well, I figured if I stood there long enough, there would be some lady come up and want to have a drink with me." And about 2 seconds later, this lady walks up and took the drink out of my hand. I said, "See, there it works."
See?
For a second, I was like, "Damn, that was amazing!" I'm like, "Oh shit, man,
wanna-
you know her."
You want to try that with Deb the next time we all go out?
Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah. You really did have me for a second
I know, I loved it.
because I thought you're just saying that.
But
'cause
my
you're-
point in the conversation
I
is,
thought you were double fisting it.
I feel
Whoa,
like
whoa.
I feel like I picked,
It's not that kind of
That's
show
a
either.
drinking. That's a drinking.
All right.
I feel like we picked up at the same place we left the conversation, though, because he was
Yeah.
quizzing me after she left about my whole dating life.
Oh, he could have just called me. I would have told him.
Well, you have an interesting dating life. I got to try and keep up with what the latest is that you might be hanging with.
It's nothing late. It's just steady as she goes, boys. It's like the river, Missouri River, steady as she goes.
Yeah, sometimes as it highs and it's lows.
That's it.
You got to know when to get
Every
on the
once in a while,
boat, get off.
you hit a rock that you don't see underneath the surface.
Absolutely. And then
It
you got to
happens.
call the Coast Guard to bail you out and move on.
Yeah.
Let the ship go down and keep rolling.
You got dikes and eddies.
You got to watch the logboat, you know.
You
It's
watch the
full of-
logboat.
Keep an eye on your logboat.
There's a lot of you. This is really good advice.
Got to watch it, yeah.
Going all the way through.
Nice.
Got to be careful who you put in your logboat.
Yeah, well, where you put your logboat.
It's
Where's the next ride? Where's the next ride?
where you want to go.
I don't know. It depends. Are we going back to Poopy's pool?
I
'Cause
don't know.
Who wants to go swim in a pool at
No.
Poopy's?
No. You don't
I don't
swim in
wanna
the
be
pool.
in a poopy
You don't
pool.
swim in the pool. She's in the pool. She serves you from the pool.
Is it like an above ground pool?
Yes, sir. It's a bar. It's a bar, and you sit
Wait a
around.
second. Is this in a guy's backyard?
No.
This little 4-foot.
Okay, so
No.
So picture this, right? I grew up with what they called a doughboy pool. That was a brand. It was a above ground 4-foot
Yeah.
sidewalls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had it in the backyard. That's the redneck Riviera, right?
That's pretty close right there.
Right? And so, basically you would walk up, people in the pool swimming, you could walk up. It's kind of like at your house. You've got that one area that goes down where the bar height, you can swim up to the
swim up
bar,
bar.
or you can stand on the
yeah,
other side
yeah.
of the bar height. So this is a above ground pool
Exactly.
with a young lady swimming around in it.
Is it made of concrete or not?
Yes.
Okay, this is at least made of concrete.
Right.
So it used to be something else. Clearly.
Because honestly,
The point being, though, it's above ground, 4 foot. It's bar height. You slide up there in your chair, and you sit down, and she comes and waits on you. She goes over to her helper. Her helper brings your beverage over, and she brings it to you in the water.
So guys just line up around the edge of the like
Well,
this.
hey, the picture I showed you was a female at the bar.
Oh, that's where that came
No, no.
from?
Yes.
Oh.
he means you guys lined up right there.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Remember, no glass at the bar, though, boys. Keep your plastic. It's all good.
right. Make sure everything's safe with that thing. So it was good though, and it's called Poopies.
Yeah.
I don't
Poopy's Bar and
I'm
Grill.
not getting anywhere near a pool called Poopies.
Hey, you don't start any shit. There won't be any shit. That's what he says. So.
Is that what they say on the way in? Poopies.
Poopies.
We've got all the shit we can handle.
That's it.
Well, the shit you can handle. What's the tagline
Hey.
for Poopies?
Well, that's part of the tagline. Just don't start any shit. There won't be any shit.
Yeah.
It's the best shit here we can get.
Can you get a Baby Ruth there and like
Throw in the
toss-
pool.
Throw in the pool?
You probably could for the right amount of money.
Sure.
Good Lord.
Interesting.
I want to go there sometime
Yeah.
with you. That was in
Let's-
Illinois. What
let's-
town in Illinois was it in?
Savannah. It's on the river.
On the Mississippi.
And it's on the Illinois River.
On the
I'm sorry.
Illinois River.
It's on the Illinois side.
Yes.
On
It's
the Illinois River?
Yes.
On the Illinois River. he said.
Yes.
So that's a little farther in.
Yes. It's just
The Illinois River cuts from what, like Springfield on over to
it's,
the Mississippi?
It's just west of Rockford, Illinois. It's a pretty good ride.
The Illinois enters the Mississippi at what, Louisiana?
Yes, I believe so.
I think that's it.
Right.
I don't know geography.
Yeah.
So, but you a really good small microbrews on the way up. Muscatine, Iowa, along the way.
Yeah.
On the river. You don't. It's not. You can do it in a day ride, but it's a long
Where
way
did you
home.
guys stay? Because you did the weekend. Where did you stay?
We stayed in Muscatine, Iowa.
Muscatine,
Yep,
Iowa.
on the river, the 4 cities or whatever.
Richard West go on this trip with you?
Absolutely.
That
Oh, good
Yeah,
Lord. I
yeah.
thought I saw him in
so
the picture.
so once again,
He's the one who paid all the quarters to get the picture.
for
with the
those of you
pool.
that are
No, no, no,
trying
no, no.
to for those of you that are
was
trying to
Smitty's, that was Smitty's job. He was
Smitty
it
was giving all the
Smitty's-
quarters?
it was Smitty's birthday. Not really, but we told him it was his
Why
birthday.
doesn't she ask for dollar bills? Why is she still going
it's a
for
pool,
coins?
man.
The quarters float to the bottom, so it went.
I thought you were throwing them into
She's
her
basically
like.
You
swimming
are.
in a fountain, for God's sakes. They're throwing change at her.
She's like, make a wish. What was your wish? Make a wish.
Well, it was Smitty's birthday, so he got to experience the same thing
Sure.
that you girls saw
Sure.
the girls doing. So yeah.
So for those of you that are paying attention to the
25
to the
bucks
home
for,
game,
That's it.
you can either hear on the podcast and profile Jimmy Kimball, or you can watch him and you can profile Jimmy. When I tell you Richard, it's a whole nother level.
No, they're not the same at all.
Richard's a whole nother level.
He is
of
another
guy.
level. I want to compliment you though, as we have fun at your expense. And number one, you're very easygoing, and if I throw a little jive your way, you laugh about it. You're very easy about it.
Same thing
let me
happened when I got
also-
divorced. I paid $100 for a steak dinner when I got divorced, so it was great.
Yeah, there you go. I will also tell you this. I think he gets a lot of action.
He's a good-looking man. I can say that. I'm comfortable with myself to say.
It
Jim's-
might be
he's
because
in
of
good
that.
shape.
I'm just
he's a
glad you're
good-looking
riding
man.
in front of me, not behind me. That's all I can say.
Right,
about that.
right, on a regular basis.
Oh, you'd like that road guy.
I think it might be. He's like a good
I got a
catfisherman.
road king. You got to watch it, buddy.
I think he's like a good catfisherman that throws about 8 lines.
Oh yeah.
One of them
yeah.
strikes and he brings it in. Am
Oh,
I
yeah.
right about that?
It depends.
You don't sweat missing out on someone, do you?
No, sir.
If they're not interested in you, that's okay.
That's okay.
If they're interested in you and you're interested in them, it worked out.
It worked out.
If it only lasts a day, that's great. If it lasts a year, that's okay too.
It's amazing.
And if it ends after that, you're like, well, then I'm rolling
I'm
on.
going to Logboat and have a beer.
Yeah. He's like a Bob Seger song. Hey, I'm going to get on that two-wheeler. I'm going to ride on.
It's a great
That's right.
song.
Yeah.
If I
That's a
wake
good
up in
song.
the morning alone, I'll be okay.
I think he knows that.
Absolutely.
How old are you? don't
22.
don't hush
22.
me. Now, seriously,
I'll
how
be
old?
60 years old this year.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, you're an ass kicker, a name taker, and an ass enjoyer. He really is. I mean, and you're still getting it done. Congratulations.
Wow, you just wrote the first chorus. Nice job.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
That's a good song right
Ass
there.
I
kicker. Ass licker. Oh, wait,
I didn't
what?
have ass liquor in there. Now, look, take it from a guy that is committed and with the same person I'm going to be with until the day
You
that
gotta
I'm
love his
gone.
wife, by the way.
She's
If you
fantastic.
drop the ball, I'll be ready to pick it up for you.
I know you will. That's why I'm telling you I'm not going anywhere.
You've had Jimmy at your house to swim. I think maybe you don't get an invite again.
I go to bed. He's knocking on the door. Hey,
Well,
are we
that's
all
because you
getting
go to
together?
bed
I'm
at like
no, we're not.
9:30.
We're not getting together now.
You have the move, and I pulled your move the other night
Yeah.
at my house. There was a lot of people at my house, and instead of saying goodnight and I'm going to go, I just
Don't say goodnight.
you just
slide
walk
off.
away, man.
Slip
You
away.
just walk
You
away.
have to do it because other people are going to party all night, and you can't be. They're going to say, "Oh, you can't go," and it's like, "Bitch, I was up at 5 a.m. putting that brisket on."
Four.
no.
It was 450, wasn't it?
4:45.
4:45. My bad.
4:45.
But no, you are out there. There are people 10, 15 years younger than you, and they're saying to themselves, male and female, "There's nothing for me out there."
Hey, you gotta
It's like,
enjoy
what the hell are
life,
you talking about, man? It's
Exactly.
like,
But he's a good example of showing that, you know what, at 59 and 3/4,
he's got that on
I'm
the watch.
okay to be. Well, I know his birthday. I'm okay to be alone
Yeah, there
and
you
be
go.
my own guy. I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna do what I want
Right.
to do, which is great.
Right.
You know.
And
He's also-
I'm okay if I go back to Red's Hawk Inn over here, and the Poopy's pool girl says, "Can I join you back at your hotel room?" And you go, "Of course you can.
yeah, bring that roll of quarters.
Bring the quarters
It's for that bed.
We got that bed." Obviously, the three of us have ridden a lot.
But
together
I'll
out
tell you
there.
what he is though. He's one of those guys that has your back. Like I needed to have some work done in my house. I needed to put a water softener in my house. This is the guy I called, man. Hey man, come over to my house, help me out in a second.
I know, but he came over to my house and asked the same thing, and I said,
No,
I
he
don't-
said, "Can I take care of your wife?" That's what he
Right,
said.
and I'm like, I don't.
She said your water was soft, so I wanted to.
Oh my God, that was the first time I almost spit on the computer. For God's sakes,
That's good. That's good.
Wow.
brother. That's good stuff.
is your water soft?
You know, I
You don't
think
want anybody to ask if your water's soft, man.
I'm fairly certain that
I see a new T-shirt and a song come along or something.
Listen, this
that's our out. 'cause
you just closed the show right
you
there.
closed the
Good job.
show. I'd
I
say
think I
drop
found the
mic.
podcast title. Is your water soft?
Jimmy, thank you for joining us.
Hey,
Thank you for
awesome.
joining us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you to Andrew for joining us as well as one of the members of the Logboat team. And we've been talking so much, I didn't even get through all my beer.
Oh, this is all I got left.
Let's drink up a little bit.
13%.
Here's to episode number 22. There we go.
This has been a podcast story. Tom's World Beer Tour. For future episodes, download and subscribe where you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeart, and Amazon Music. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or send us an email at tomsworldbeertour@gmail.com. All content property of Tom's World Beer Tour, copyright 2021. No beer was harmed during this production. Only consumed.